You need to watch it. We need to marathon Fast and the Furious.
Oh God, I don't know if I can handle that.
Switch it up, like.
Switch it up, speaker box blast, 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 blast. Speaker box blast, go rat tat tat tat. In fact, we about to go up like.
Oh shit! We're gonna need a bigger truck.
So, I think that was a fantastic addition to the Fast and the Furious cinematic universe. I'm a big fan. I say this with caution. I'm a big fan of the Fast and the Furious series. They kind of came out at the right time for me. I liked the first movie a lot at the time. The second movie was okay. Tokyo Drift was just amazing. And it helps that these movies kind of spawned the best Need for Speed games that ever happened. But it's crazy to think about how the Fast and the Furious movies were about street racers and like people who would steal VHS, like.
What the hell is that all about?
A business deal that went sour. Plus, I made the mistake of sleeping with his sister.
Yeah, it started off as like a Point Break ripoff.
Kind of.
It's Paul Walker's the government, the police guy,
Yeah.
and he's infiltrating the criminal organization to catch them doing a crime.
Do you think taxpayers would like it, Utah, if they knew that they were paying a federal agent to surf and pick up girls?
Babes.
Big one.
The correct term is babes, sir.
No, yeah, I thought this was an amazing addition. Again, so those movies have obviously matured over time. We no longer have, we still have the super mini skirts and the one street race per movie at least. Like, we still have all that kind of, like, childish things, like remnants of the earlier movies.
But now they're superheroes.
Well, exactly. Now they're fucking government agent superheroes, which is excellent. They, like, how do you one-up the previous movie? Oh, I know, let's save the world from nuclear war. Why not? Like, I love how they're doing that. I was a little worried after 6 and 7. I feel like the last really good Fast and the Furious movie, and that's a qualifier, Fast and the Furious movie, was 5.
Okay.
5 was a really solid...
Oh, right, because they're still criminals in that one, right? And then The Rock is trying to hunt them down.
Yeah,
or something?
that's the one where...
I haven't seen it.
Oh, 5 is just a legitimate heist movie, and it introduces The Rock, who is my favorite. And that's where he kind of becomes part of the family.
Yeah.
So 5 was the best, and now 8 closely follows after. It is
really,
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
If I have to like rewatch any like Fast and Furious movies, it would be 5, 8, and Tokyo Drift.
All right,
because Tokyo Drift.
When you drift, if you ain't out of control, you ain't in control.
I don't know. What did you think? Because I clearly had a great time.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty much what I was expecting it to be. I'm not obviously nearly as big of a fan as you are.
Evidently, as told by the tone of your voice.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was, like I said, it was pretty much what I was expecting. It's pure cheese, but all of them are. I mean, that's they kind of have always been that.
I would say, yeah. I mean, it's more cheese than a regular movie, but this and 5, you should definitely check out 5.
I've seen the first one way back when it was new.
Yeah.
And I've seen the 6th, 7th, and now the 8th one.
Oh, you've seen the worst. Well, you've seen 8, but 6 and 7 were terrible.
Really? I thought they were. Honestly, from those 3 that I've seen, they're all fairly interchangeable for me. Honestly,
you gotta watch 5.
For me, they've always just kind of been these turn your brain off at the door action movies,
right?
Which I do like. I mean, obviously, we both really liked Kong Skull Island.
Yeah, exactly. As long as the movie owns up to what it's supposed to.
Exactly.
be.
Yeah, and these movies do that. I just. It's maybe just a personal preference thing. I've never found Cars to be all that interesting. I'm not a big car movie guy.
I don't know if my gasps are catching on the mic, but I'm gasping.
Gasp.
Yeah, I don't know, but like though they're not bad movies.
Right.
Like they're definitely accomplish what they set out to accomplish, and they're fun.
Yeah.
I never dislike watching them. They're just not. They don't tickle my particular fancy.
Which is fair, yeah.
They're kind of the film franchise with the silliest sequel names.
Yeah.
Which we've alluded to that several times before. The first one's The Fast and the Furious. Then there's Too Fast, Too Furious. Then there's The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Then there's Fast and Furious. We dropped the.
Yeah.
And then Fast 5.
Yep.
Furious is gone, and now they're just Fast.
Yeah. Now they're just Fast.
Then there was Fast and Furious 6.
Right.
Which is like there was only one other movie that was just called Fast and Furious. So technically this should be Fast and Furious 2, but whatever. And then there was Furious 7.
Right,
so
because
it's
you gotta
like,
have the Furious with the Fast.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's at that point, it's just like they don't even.
They don't give a
It's a
fuck.
joke at this point.
But the biggest thing is,
and now it's the fate of the Furious, and what a missed
opportunity.
marketing opportunity.
Yeah.
I've seen posters that were just F8, but
well, the title card of the movie should have been the F8.
Yeah, the F8 of the Furious
Exactly.
would have been clearly the option they needed to go with.
But it was basically from one action scene to another. They just hopped between action sequences. They managed to keep things interesting, not only through this movie on its own, but the franchise as a whole. They keep, again, one-upping themselves, blowing up cars in different ways. This one had like robot car chase scenes, which was pretty funny.
That was cool. That was a neat scene.
Yeah, it was neat. And then a submarine. Literally, there was a submarine chase sequence, and The Rock adjusting the path of a torpedo. How many movies can say they can do that? Not many. My favorite scene has got to be, though, the
prison break scene?
The prison break scene.
Yeah, definitely.
That was
the only major
action.
set piece that didn't have any cars in it.
Yeah, that's true.
The practical effects were cool. It was nice that a lot of the car stunts were real, and you could tell that they were real.
Right.
Like the sequence where all of them are falling out of the window.
Right, the garages and stuff, yeah.
In fact, even the featurette that plays before the movie is all about how no one had ever exploded a car that big before, and it's really impressive because it exploded so big and no one had ever done it quite that big before, and that was.
Well, I gotta hand it to them. That was awesome.
But I mean, that comes with the territory.
Yeah, totally. And in between the action sequences, there was just constant banter, which I always love.
Yeah.
That's, I think, my favorite part of the Fast and Furious movies.
Well, that's basically what Tyrese and Ludacris are in the movie for.
Right.
Like they're time-filling banter characters.
Exactly. And I feel like there's a dedicated team to just find ways to make fun of Tyrese nowadays. Like,
what you want from me? I'm Roman Pierce, man. That's what I do.
And even then, like, as Jason Statham and The Rock were, or I should call him the Dwayne Johnson as opposed to The Rock.
The Dwayne Johnson.
The Dwayne Johnson, yeah. As they were sort of like, competing with each other and the showmanship. It was good.
They were, that's definitely, those two and their dynamic was by far my favorite part of the film.
Absolutely. The best chemistry on set.
I like Kurt Russell a lot. He was fun. It's kind of, his character is always sort of aloof. Scott Eastwood is his buddy in this one.
And that was hilarious, yeah.
And he's playing the role of not quite Paul Walker.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I love how they keep that stuff going, and the caricatures just get funnier and funnier as we go along. Like, Ludacris is Hacker Supreme plus.
Right,
It's just getting crazier.
Well, how long has he been in the franchise?
So I think he was in the second one.
Oh, really? That far back?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in the second one. In fact, he wrote a song for it.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then, but in that he was like, I think he was the street race organizer / engineer. I forget, a car engineer.
Now he's like top 10 hacker.
Exactly. Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah. Exactly. Top 10 Interpol list most wanted, whatever. I do like that we got a little cameo from the Brazilian pair.
There was a bunch of those kind of cameos
moments,
that seemed like they were from films I hadn't seen.
A couple of complaints that I do have with the movie. For one, they only said the word family about 15 times.
Yeah, that wasn't nearly enough.
Yeah, and for a Fast and Furious
They got
movie,
most of those into the trailer, too, anyway.
Exactly. I think half of them were in the trailer.
It's about family.
Your family.
This family.
For your family. Got family.
So a little disappointed there. It's
Not
like,
enough families.
Not enough family. Apart from that, though, on a more serious note, the kind of stupid, like, CSI hacker shit.
Well, I mean, what? How do you want them to portray hacking in this movie? There's no way you're gonna have a bunch of guys sitting with command prompt open on their TV.
I guess no, that's true, but like it's just maybe a little bit less of it. But I mean, it served its purpose again, making every moment either funny or cheesy or action packed.
So I'd heard all about this Vin Diesel and The Rock feud thing, and I don't know, obviously I'm not on set for these movies, I don't know how true any of this is, but one thing that I did notice because I was watching for this was that in the entire film, the two arguably lead characters, Vin Diesel's character, Dom, and The Rock, they only share like 2 shots with one another. One right at the beginning, and that looked like it really could have easily been a composite shot. And the other one when, like, there's one part where The Rock is talking and you can see Vin Diesel standing there with his back turned, but that could have been a body double. It's just a bald guy.
That's interesting.
But anyway, so it makes me a little bit worried for the franchise because
they're pretty key characters.
Yeah, they're basically the two leads now that Paul Walker is gone.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're talking about doing 2 more movies in this franchise.
This is a trilogy set. No, yeah.
So what? They're just gonna have the next 2 movies. The 2 main characters just never share a scene together. Like what? How's that gonna work out?
And you can't kill. Well, I mean, Vin Diesel is one of the producers, so you can't kill him off.
Oh, exactly.
And you couldn't kill The Rock off. He's become so integral.
Well, yeah. I mean, not only is he by far the most popular actor in these movies, but he's also a pretty important character. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm not really sure where it's going to go from there. Can we talk about some spoilers?
Yeah, let's get a couple of spoilers in there.
Spoilers. Dominic Toretto's not evil.
Right.
Yeah, where does it go from here, I guess? Because we've got 2 more movies.
Yeah.
Charlize Theron lives at the end, so she's probably going to be the villain.
Continuing villain, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that they're going to address the fact that Jason Statham's character killed Han.
Yeah, that was weird to me. They're all like bros with him now, and it's like, do they not even care that he killed Han?
Exactly.
like a couple years ago?
So that was a little weird. So hopefully they address that. Or what I like to think is Han isn't actually dead.
Oh, come on.
No. Han survived. Han's dead unless he's not.
Yeah, I mean,
it's possible.
You like see him struggling to get out of the wreckage, and then it blows up. I did like that there were some callbacks to things from other movies.
Right.
I appreciated that the super invincible hacker program that was the MacGuffin of the previous film, the God's Eye,
yes,
was actually brought up in this movie when they needed to find a guy. Tyrese just goes, well, why don't we just use the fucking MacGuffin from the last movie?
It creates this continuity that most movies don't actually have. Yeah.
So that I always appreciate when long running franchises do that.
Yeah. I want to say just. Very important. So this movie is releasing around Easter. At the beginning of the movie, Dominic's character dies. And then over the course of 3 metaphorical days...
Oh, fuck off.
After 3 metaphorical days, they're driving, in full speed, being hit by torpedoes and shit, and they're all out of options, and they say, what do we do now? And Ludacris says, we pray. Boom! In comes Dominic Toretto, back in character. Jesus coming in to save the day.
Did it take...
Bam! I'm just saying. They thought deep with this movie.
I totally called that Vin Diesel's baby was going to be named Brian.
Oh yeah, that was obvious.
Silly.
And it's a little meta, but that's acceptable.
Yeah. I thought it actually would have been even better if it was Paul.
Oh, that would be really meta.
Because Brian didn't die.
That's the one thing that we were talking about as well. It's like, if Brian didn't die, Brian's still alive, he would probably be there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why didn't you invite Brian?
Yeah, exactly. He couldn't make it.
Brian's his kid's got a piano recital.
Yeah. I guess that would be more important. But
yeah, good movie.
Good movie. Yeah, I'd say go watch it.
Yeah, I mean it was okay.
That's this session of Bull Session.
That's the session. This is the Bull. This is the session.
Yep, that's
many bulls.
Make sure you subscribe, like, and Twitter. Yeah. Follow us on Twitter.
Links, annotations. Watch them. The other videos. See you next time.
Cheers. So yeah.